Good afternoon. Over the weekend I did a video on how to install a Power Beyond unit on a 2032R tractor. As you can see behind me, we were successful in getting that installed. In that video I mentioned that I was going to do a video about installing the bracket that holds the backhoe to the machine. Frankly, it was so simple to connect. There's only 4 bolts on each side of the tractor that need to be removed. Once you bolt the new pieces in place, you have 2 more pieces that are pretty straightforward. They can only go one direction, and so I opted not to do that video. Anyway, we were successful, and so I'm going to do a little digging here and let you watch along and show just what we can do. Over here we have a couple of old stumps. I've already dug one out, and there's another one that I'm going to try to pull out of the ground here now. So hope you enjoy the video, and you know, if there are any questions, anything in the video you want to comment on, I will try to get back to you in the comments. Good morning. This is going to be my first YouTube video, and today we're going to be mounting this 270B backhoe to a 2032R tractor. We will be doing a Power Beyond unit, and we will also be doing the mounting brackets for the backhoe to attach to the tractor. This process will be the same as a 2038R, and probably substantially the same with other tractors like the 2025R or the 1025R. So stick around and we'll get started. So far what I've done is I've taken off the wheel and the inside housing, and next what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this particular hydraulic line, which goes from the rock shaft down here to the pump. So I'm going to get started on that, and we'll see where we go next. So we have removed the hydraulic line. I think I said this backwards. It's going from the selective control valve up there to the rock shaft. That has been removed. Now we're going to be installing a bracket with these pre-tapped holes right here. I assume that is going to take the hydraulic lines out to the Power Beyond connections. So I'm going to get started. It secures with three bolts. They're a little over a ½ inch long, and we'll get this on and keep moving. One thing I am going to do that the instructions does not call for is I'm going to put a little thread lock on each one of these, just to give it some resistance so none of these back out at an inopportune time, forcing me to tear this all apart again. So I'm going to do this, and we'll go on to the next step. Next we have to remove these two bolts here. This one is a 13 millimeter, this one is an 18 millimeter. Okay, so we've got these 2 bolts removed. Next we're going to be removing these 2 bolts up here and the ones on the front of the tractor under the seat, which would be right here. Actually, I guess there's only one there. All right, so we've got the access point here opened up. We're trying to get in right to this nut here. We're going to remove and discard that, and we will be replacing it with a connection like that, the O-ring down obviously. And then next we will be installing one of the hydraulic lines out to the back. All right, so we had removed that nut in there, replaced it with that hydraulic fitting, and we've installed this particular hydraulic line. The instructions said to tighten that hydraulic fitting down there to, I think it was 36 foot-pounds. I really didn't have a tool to do that, so I just, made sure it was tight. So hopefully we won't see a leak there, but we'll check that later. Next we're going to install this bracket, which I believe sits like this. It will be held on with the bolts that we removed from here before. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then move on to the next step. Okay, so we've got that bracket loosely installed. Instructions say we should tighten that later, which we'll do. And so now we're gonna go from this line. I just put a paper towel over this so that no dirt or anything could get in there. We're gonna install the oil line from this rock shaft connection back to where the Power Beyond connections will be. All right, so what I've done now is I've tightened this line, and I also put in this bolt right here, which came in the kit, and it's a little bit longer than the one I took out. And then the instructions weren't great here. I had to really figure this out. So there's a little flat metal plate there. Try to get that sun out of there. And then there's two plastic parts that hold this line in position, and a cap screw. Actually, it's a nylon nut. So anyway, I've installed that, and now we will be moving on to the next part, which is putting on some more brackets. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out what bracket this is in the kit, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Hey there. So what we've done now is we installed this bracket, this quick connect, which I have to adjust a little bit, this nut that holds the bracket in place, and we the main hydraulic line that went over to there is now mounted in there. So now we have both of our lines firmly in place, and the next step we'll be running another line, another bracket, and this time I may actually do that on a time lapse. So we'll see once I get my parts together here how that might work. Okay, so what we've done is we've installed that line, which runs along the fender and goes back to this little clamp here that holds that line, which will be the Power Beyond quick connector hookup back there. I didn't do this on time lapse. I thought better of it as I started. There wasn't much to see here, and frankly, it was just as easy to show you this way. But you know, I think there will probably be some adjustment there. I'm not sure why the directions told me to tighten everything down, but we'll see. You know, obviously, John Deere's probably knows more about this than I do. So, I'm going to get the quick connector and we'll hook that up. So we now have both quick connections installed. I've tightened everything up there. Next, we're going to take a oil hose from here to the quick connect. So I got to get that out of the kit, and we'll get that installed, and we're just about done, I believe. Probably about one more line, and we should have this wrapped up. So I've been putting on my labels, safety label, labeling for the Power Beyond and the tank. Put on this little dust cover. I'm in the process right now of replacing the cover beside the seat. One little tip I think everyone will appreciate. It's really hard to see the bolt in there, which is right there, that holds the rated drop knob on. What I did was I found that if I turned it this way, I could access it from the wheel well here, and it made it a little easier to tighten, especially now that I have all of this stuff in the back. So hopefully that helps someone out, and they don't struggle with it as much as I do. So gonna finish putting this seat cover on, and we're just about done, and we can start putting on the mounting hardware for the backhoe. Okay, this is the final step. Then we just put the fender well back in and put the tire back on. But I'm going to leave that off because we're going to install the bracketing for the backhoe. Anyway, we're going to remove these two bolts, and we install these right on here so that there's something to thread to. And then we will install this bracket on here like this. So again, final step. I think that's probably going to be enough for this video, and then I will do a separate video on installing the backhoe bracket, which will be my second video. So again, thanks for tuning in. I hope this is helpful to someone, and if it is, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully you'll hit the subscribe button. We'll finish this up here and catch you in the next video where we install the bracketing for the backhoe for the 270B. So I've already done the other side of the tractor here, installing the mounting bracket for the 270B backhoe. We'll go underneath here. We have these bolts, of which there's going to be 4 of them. These are the other 2 back here on the hitch that hold the hitch in place. I'm going to be removing them, installing that piece of equipment there. I have my tire off. A neighbor just stopped and suggests I put it on a dolly so that I can put it back on easier. So we'll see how that works. I may even share that with you. Might be a good tip if you have loaded tires, or tires with chains. They tend to be a little heavier. So we're gonna get started here, and hopefully this won't take too long, and we can be digging here in the next couple of hours. Well, I proved one thing tonight. I'm still learning the controls of the 270B backhoe. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark, so I had to quit for the evening. Anyway, very impressed with the power of the machine. I was a little skeptical of these small backhoes. I actually found this while I was looking for a used excavator that maybe I could use for a year or until I get my projects done, and then sell it. And this kind of popped up on Facebook Marketplace, and I was able to purchase it at a very reasonable price. So so far, quite happy with it. I'm sure there'll be more videos to come of different projects I have planned in using the backhoe and the tractor. So anyway, thank you for watching. Again, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and certainly subscribe if you'd like to see more of these types of videos of how to do certain things, or possibly just some of the things I do around here and keeping my property up to snuff. Thanks again. Bye-bye.